Welcome to Amateur Hour. Today we find ourselves in the Land Rover workshops. Someone has kindly donated us a Series 3 Stage 1 rear axle assembly, inclusive of drum, spring pack, shock absorbers, polyurethane bushes. Upgrade. Before we get into the breakdown for inspection and replacement of consumables and components, we want to outline the basic tooling you'll need to commence this disassembly. Starting with flat blade screwdriver, jimmy bar. Using each one on each side of that half shaft cap, working it off in an equal side to side, making sure the cap doesn't come off on the piss and damaging it. The manual refers to using some vice grips around the outside if you need to. Once that's removed, circlip pliers to remove the circlip on the end of the half shaft. Flat blade screwdriver for the drum screw. Once that's removed and you've had no luck bashing the drum with a massive hammer, you can use that screw and wind it in that hole as a jacking screw. Drive flange. All these bolts and the bolts on the axle stub flange are all BSF. For them, you will need a 5/16 Whitworth ring open ender accompanied with a 5/16 Whitworth socket and ratchet. Taking extreme care not to lose these bolts, as they are quite rare to come by, but not as rare as a Whitworth impact socket. Polyurethane bush. Drive pin. Using the drive pin, which has a recessed end that fits inside that steel pipe, drive the pipe out to split the two polyurethane bushes, very similar to the shock absorber. The other half is clearly been filed in an extremely safe place. 3/4 impact drive socket for the spring pack U-bolts. Using 1/2-inch drive rattle gun with some added insurance of a breaker bar. Failing that, not shown in this demonstration, is a 5-inch grinder just to hack them clean off. On the front, input flange spanner. When we go to replace oil seal and bearing in the housing, with a 32mm impact socket, and we've used the impact socket today for extra safety during the course of this demonstration. Oil trays. Some people are quite happy to dump the oil all over the concrete, but today we're keeping it professional, clean and professional. So we'll break for a quick recess, and upon conclusion of recess, we will commence the practical component of this module. And also, when when I removed the cap, a lot of pressure was released out of that because it seals on that O-ring there, and as you can see, both sides extremely dry, so that O-ring does a pretty good job. But when I pulled that off, it let out a lot of air pressure, and that says that the breather is blocked up. So yeah, we'll be changing the breathers, and the breather, I don't think that's doing its job. But anyway, we'll see where the go is with that, and we'll keep going.